So, would you initiate a person of European descent?
I would not bring a person of European descent to Haiti unless their ancestors were Haitian.
It's possible.
That is very true. That is very that is 100% true because of the history of the Haitian Revolution. I, but
And I know that the same is
if
true in New Orleans. In New Orleans voodoo.
I'll say this, you can have European descent, but you must have Haitian ancestry, and I will take you to Haiti with me. If not, then no. But if you can have West African descent and not have Haitian ancestry, and I'll take you to Haiti with me.
So a
I
person
have the right to do that.
couldn't be from Iceland.
No, you couldn't. You could not be from Iceland and come to Haiti with me. What you could do is you could come to Haiti with me, and you could be my photographer or my research assistant for the books I'll write. You can come observe, get a secondhand experience. I think that's good enough. I'm not downright saying no. Okay, the questions that we got. How do you feel about Europeans now teaching African Americans about the craft? Okay,
They can't.
they can't.
And if you allow yourself to be taught your tradition by a European, then you will get entirely and exactly what you're looking for, what you deserve.
Can you give an example of what taking reparations could look like?
Taking reparations
Oh,
could look like this. It could look like making money.
It depends on where you live.
Okay. I'm
Go
gonna let
ahead.
you answer. Taking reparations could be like making this system that our forefathers built or our forefathers created, the environment for these systems, and this infrastructure to be built. It's taking from it, you going around the corner, not playing by their rules, not getting into 6-figure debt trying to get a degree so that we can go and make $30,000 a year working in a call center. It's taking something like YouTube and turning it into a lucrative pursuit, and then using those funds to employ other African Americans, while at the same time teaching them and nurturing them into greatness so that they can go and start their own businesses and so on and so forth. It's about reclaiming our destiny. It's about getting a fucking passport. It's about traveling overseas to the place your ancestors came from and finding out what needs they have that you can fill with your Americanness, and then taking resources from this country over to Haiti or over to West Africa, and then lubricating those economies and creating businesses and enterprises that will employ local people and produce income for them based off of what you take from the United States, for example.
Good example. So to take that framework, it depends on where you live. It really depends on where you live, what your reparations are going to look like. Reparations in Memphis looks like stop killing each other. Just let another motherfucker live so that they can be a potential customer for you tomorrow.
As simple as that.
Because Memphis is 72% black, okay? Reparations in Santa Barbara, California looks like you fighting for a seat at the table just to be a representation so that you can magnetize other people so you can hold the door open. It takes that one person to allow two other people. It takes one person getting a PhD in California to get two other black students accepted. And then from those two, they'll hold the door open. Reparations in somewhere like the Midwest where it may be, split black and white. It's going to look like, supporting a black economy, taking the money that you have accumulated, whether it's from black customers or white customers, and then investing that into an impoverished African American or African community or Caribbean community. So yeah, it is about taking your money and paying somebody that looks like you, and making sure that the person that you paying that looks like you is also going to pay somebody else that looks like you.
Like them, and so on and so forth.
And they prioritize that.
Yes.
And they are okay with taking $1 from someone that doesn't look like you, but making sure that that dollar continues to circulate amongst everyone else in their kinship circle.
Yes.
But you have to remember that depending on where you live, you may just be fighting for a seat at the table, or you may be fighting for proprietorship. If you live in the South, fight for proprietorship. If you live on the West Coast, fight for a seat at the table.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. I think that's it.
That was only one question. Were our ancestors susceptible? Why were our ancestors susceptible and vulnerable to being taken? What happened? You know, that's an amazing question. And I actually have asked that question of several African Babalawos who actually gave me an answer. There definitely was a spiritual component to why our ancestors were even able to be placed in the situation that they were in that led us to us being here,
or even survived it.
And also conditions. To survive it. I don't think that that's something that I will get into right now, just because it's multi-layered and there's a lot of elements to it that are occult that I don't know that I can explain and edit at the same time. But I will say that everyone has a choice. Y'all were all upset with Kanye West when he said that our ancestors chose.
I am upset.
I know you're upset.
I'm not doing this.
But
this is all you. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Y'all were all upset with Kanye West when he said that our ancestors chose to remain on those slave ships. But that is a fact. I mean, he didn't say anything wrong. It's a fact. They could have stayed on the ship and rode the ship to the New World, which many of them did, or they could have jumped over the side, and and took a European with them. There were any myriad of possibilities. And so that is what I'm always trying to teach you guys, is that it's your choice how you want to live. If you want to live or die, is there anything that that's worth dying for, that you would die for? Would your freedom be one of those things? Ask yourself that. Would you die for your freedom? Because if you're not willing to, then perhaps your ancestors weren't either. You know? Are you willing to die for your children? Would you die to prevent your children from being enslaved? If you wouldn't, perhaps that's because neither did your ancestors make that choice. You get what I'm saying? So we always have a choice on what we're willing to experience, you know? And so I think that that's probably the broadest answer to that question. But I do think that there are some spiritual components. I do think that a portion of that was also prophesized, and people didn't heed certain warnings. I do think that certain mistakes, strategical mistakes were made before the slave trade. There were other types of trade. You get what I'm saying? People gathered intelligence. And so there's a lot that will go into actually answering that question. Okay. If you want to know for your specific bloodline how you ended up in this shape, or what their thoughts were about what has happened or what was happening, then I suggest that you have an ancestral reading, and we can look into it and we can find out what your people think about all this and what they think you should do next. Because really that's what we're talking about. Let's not forget, we're talking about what to do next.
I didn't agree with Kanye, but I like your interpretation of what he said. I think it was very sanitized. Mm-hmm. I like what you took from it, because I don't think that's what he was saying, but I'm here for it. I'm here for that one line that you just sat there and just perform exegesis on. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal. But anyway, I'm over it. I'm over talking about white people. Let's close the show.
Is that what we were doing? I was talking about black people. I was talking about my people. I was talking about melanated people.
I guess I was thinking about white people.
You guys, just as a takeaway, because we talked about a lot of different things, I just want to say, that I love you guys. I love you all. And my intention and my purpose is to serve you guys at the highest level and to help you all become, to help you remember who you are and to formulate a plan for moving forward so that you can be exactly who you came here to be, with the assistance and in the service of your ancestor and the Orisha who walk with you. And so call me so I can help you do that. And it's going to make us all so much more powerful, and it's going to change the world as we know it. And everybody can't come. So you decide if you want to go or not. But we out of here.
I don't love you. I don't care if you love me either. I really don't give a fuck. I'm just here to do my goddamn job. I didn't ask for this shit. All right? I'm not a people person. But if you need my assistance to dealing with anything related to your ancestral bloodline, and also I want to say something. Y'all motherfuckers on YouTube, stop asking me dumbass questions. Bitch, this platform was made for people of African descent. People that spawn from the fucking African diaspora. Bitch, if you asking me, I'm biracial. How do I fit into this? I don't fucking know. But I just know that if you are biracial and you have African descent, all of what the fuck I said applied to you. And if you don't, then what I said didn't apply to you.
If you're questioning it, then it doesn't apply to you. If it's a question.
If you questioning it, it applies to you. It may still fucking apply to you. And because it's true. Biracial does not mean that you have African descent. Multiracial does not mean you're a child of the African diaspora.
That's true. That's true.
But if you have... look, because you don't definitely need more than 2%. The ancestry test got to say more than 2%. I don't know what the number is. I don't know what it's got to be. I don't even know what you got to look like. But that bitch got to say more than 2%, in my opinion. I know it do. But that being said, yes, I am quantifying the shit, and what I said is problematic as fuck. The point being is that this channel was designed specifically in mind for people of the African diaspora, those that flow from it. You may be married to somebody that's a part of it, and you need to teach this information to your children that you're going to have that are going to be a part of the African diaspora. Okay, so make it apply for yourself. Stop asking stupid ass questions. Bitch, I'm not the race police. I didn't create race. Go ask them white people how the fuck this shit works. I can only tell you about ancestry, bitch. And if you're not a descendant, a blood descendant of somebody from the African diaspora, you need to go to another Spectrum network, because this one ain't for you.
And also, you guys, it's not either or. You don't have to love yourself and love your tradition and love your ancestry and then therefore hate another. What I am encouraging you guys to do is be solely and supremely and critically concerned with your spirituality and your plight as a descendant of the diaspora and nothing else. I'm asking that to be your focus. And I'm urging you to consider, the ramifications if you don't, and nothing else.
I created this goddamn platform to become exactly what it is, to be a cultural oasis, a digital cultural oasis for those of African descent. And if you are someone that is not of African descent and you're enjoying the paradise that I'm developing, I'm thankful for that. If the information that I have inspires you, motivates you, or empowers you, that's fucking phenomenal. That being said, I'm going to leave you with these words of wisdom from the rapper Dreezy. Gave mercy to these hoes. What the fuck would Barone Samedi do?
Oh, God.
I'm your reader, Nexo, and this is my co-host, Osun Funke. And make sure that you tune in next week for next week's... make sure that you tune in next time for next week's episode of Sophisticated Sunday.
Peace.
Bye. It's been a long time. Wait, no. What's the outro?
I don't know what the outro is.
It's,
I like the intro a lot, though.
I love the Skylines.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh.
Fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline view. Ooh.